everybody? Oriole fans tonight, especially. So, welcome. We called this meeting here a little bit impromptu for Ravery Sports tonight, as we are going to talk about the Orioles. The big night tonight. Tonight is the night of the MLB Draft. If you've been following this channel or following us on the social media, we have been going over the draft and a lot of this information that's going on tonight. So, a lot happened today in baseball. A lot happened with the Orioles tonight. So tonight we're gonna do our first baseball only, uh, baseball only standalone video. I'm pumped up for it. All right, awesome. Okay, so a lot happened today with the Orioles, like I said. Let's go over a couple things first here. Mostly we're going to talk about the draft here in this reaction video, but we're going to talk about the Orioles today. What happened? Orioles won today, 15-2. It was dominant from start to finish. Kyle Gibson got the win. I thought this was his best start, coincidentally. He's had the best run support out of all the pitchers this year. He hasn't been your best pitcher, but he's got a lot of run support. I thought he was good today. He only gave up the 2 runs. He gave up the 1 home run late in the game. I thought Kyle, he's been very workmanlike. I've been impressed enough with him. He's had some bad outings, but I thought he was good. I thought he mixed his pitches well today. Twins offense is not good from what I've saw over the last 3 games, but I thought he was good. I thought he was fine. I thought the Orioles did well in this series as far as that goes. What happened in the game? Home runs were booming. Urias with his 3rd home run. Santander hit 2 home runs. Adley hit his 11th, and it was a monster. It was like 400, I think it was 60 feet in Minnesota. He really crushed it. Adley, he's going into the home run derby, hitting his longest home run before of his career, hitting his 11th home run. Aaron Hicks, and I'm sure they're wondering where that's been. Aaron Hicks was outstanding. I thought in this game as well, he hit this 5th home run. So the Orioles now going to the break, 53 wins. They didn't have 53 wins at all the last few years. Outstanding stuff from the Orioles. Aaron Hicks, Adley, and the whole crew, 53 wins. They are an elite team. They're a World Series contender. So I did the video last week, putting them in the elite category, one of the 6 best teams, right along with Tampa, right along with Houston, right along with the Rangers, they're right there. The Orioles are absolutely right there as one of the best teams in all of baseball as far as that goes to go ahead and win the World Series. They're definitely right there in that mix. No doubt about it. Orioles are contenders. The question is, can they get enough starting pitching to finish? That's the thing. Can they get enough starting pitching to actually complete the mission and actually go to the next level and actually win a World Series? Also, what happened today? Big news. So the Orioles maybe again have the 3rd number 1 prospect in all of baseball. Jackson Holliday has been promoted to Bowie along with Kobe Mayo. So Jackson Holliday last year, it's funny enough we're doing this on draft day, this word came out that he was the number 1 pick in the last year's draft, 2022. Now we're here in 2023. He is going to go to Bowie Bay Sox along with Kobe Mayo. Kobe Mayo is a tremendous 3rd base prospect as well. I think more with his size being 6'7", is he going to stay at first base? Or is he going to go to first base, or is he going to play at 3rd base? Interesting to see what happens there. I don't know if you keep him at 3rd, but Kobe Mayo, these guys, these young players, they're moving along very quickly, which is, I think, a good problem to have, because you already have now Colton Cowser in the majors. You already now have Westberg now. Gunner's already in the majors. These prospects are moving along faster than they believe they would, I think. So that's actually very good news that the Orioles, these young guys, are actually moving up to the major league level. So that's very good. So the Orioles in the draft. So what happened? So I came on deliberately after the Orioles went ahead and got a pick in the draft, and it is Enrique Brentfield. He is the 2021 SEC Player of the Year. Um, he is the 2021 SEC Player of the Year from Vanderbilt. So he went ahead and played at Vanderbilt. So that's the SEC. That's as good a baseball conference as it is a football conference. And he is going to go ahead and play for the Orioles minor league system. My guess in picking so high, he's not going to go to rookie ball. I'm going to guess he's going to start at Delmarva, I would think, in the beginning. Delmarva Shorebirds. I think that's going to probably be where he starts at for the foreseeable future here in the beginning. He is a center field speed prospect. This guy is breaking every time you saw a video on him or you watch him on YouTube or anything like that. He's going to run the bases, run the bases, run the bases. That's what they keep showing. Not a power prospect at all. So this guy is strictly the more traditional center fielder, a leadoff guy. A lot of comparisons with him and Billy Hamilton because of his tremendous speed. Great defensive guy, but he's a guy down the line. I think this is the next guy, I think, already in the minor league system. I think if you look at the Orioles minor league system, you talk about a Dylan Beavers. I think it's kind of the same guy, Enrique Bradfield. I think Bradfield, rather, is going to be a guy that is going to do that. A guy that is a speed guy, a prospect, a guy who can run the bases, not so much a power guy. Hoping for pitching, first round, obviously. But baseball draft is not football draft. You can almost never force it. It's never really, most of the time in baseball, as much as they need starting pitching to actually force that. Okay. You know it, and I know it, and they know it. They need pitching prospects in the system. But if one isn't there, and look, it's hard to find these pitching prospects. We're going to talk about the top 5 in a second, but it's hard to get these prospects top 5 in the draft. It's very difficult to find guys that high and go ahead and pick. Speaking of picked high, glad you mentioned that. Picked high. Here's the top 5. Paul Skeens from LSU. If you watch the College World Series, you know how good he is. This guy's 100 miles an hour. Average pitch they were saying was 98 miles an hour. Crazy, insane. The power pitcher, to say the least, Paul Skeens. For that, he's like, if he hadn't been number 1 and they had to pick Dylan Cruz, totally fine. Dylan Cruz, I think, is a can't-miss offensive player. Could play center. I think to put him in right, I think he's even more better in right than he is in center, and he's outstanding in center. I think he has that great feel for the outfield. Excellent hitter from what I saw. There's a big gap between 1 and 2 and everybody else as far as I'm concerned. And during the draft broadcast, they were saying 5, 1 and 2, easy way from everybody else. Max Clark, a little bit of surprise that he got taken number 3 at Frederick Community College High School, first high school player taken. I think by all accounts with Max Clark, he would have been taken higher. He'd have been taken higher in any other draft, I think, than in previous years. I think had he been in there with Jackson Holiday and a lot of those guys, he would have been taken already in this draft. With those two guys, those guys are superhuman. Huskies and Cruz, they're superhuman. They were not going to go any lower than 2. I saw no way that you could pass on those guys. Matt Clark is fine. Wyatt Langford was about a 4 as far as a draft pick. That's about right. Again, another guy possibly would have been taken first in another draft. Possibly would have been taken first. Outstanding in the College World Series. I thought Langford was excellent. He's going to go to the Rangers. Rich get richer. So Rangers are really good. They get an outstanding prospect like this. Twins get Walker Jenkins. I think right there, not far behind Clark, but the best high school player in the draft. I thought he was outstanding as well. It was outstanding as well. He's an outstanding prospect as well. One thing I want to say, and I've seen this all night, and I've heard this over and over. Two-way prospects now. Get that off the screen there. Two-way prospects. Interesting that we're seeing now major league teams now after what Shohei Ohtani is done, that they're going ahead and they're saying, okay, well, two-way prospects, maybe bringing guys up in the minor leagues as pitchers and hitters. We'll see if any of these guys can come in and actually become real stars at the major league level as pitchers and hitters. Rocking the Orioles jersey that is available on ravorisports.company.site. You can go ahead and get an Orioles t-shirt like this one that I'm rocking here tonight. So, big day for the Orioles, okay? So the Orioles get a win. They are roaring into the All-Star break. Outstanding. They're going to have a couple days off. Santander, a lot of these guys. Adley was outstanding. Couple guys, Jackson Holiday and Kobe Mayo, are going to Double-A. Double-A is the true test of a player a lot of times, so a young prospect. That is the level where they should dominate in A ball. They should dominate in low A, high A, Double-A. How well they do in Double-A, not even so much Triple-A. If a guy does well in Double-A, sometimes you have a DL Hall where they kind of struggle with Triple-A, but Double-A I think is the test, big test for the rest of these guys. Is it out of the realm? Not to put pressure on him, but is it out of the realm that he starts next year for the Orioles? That'd be phenomenal considering a guy just came out of high school. Played minor league right after the draft, played a whole season. How ready is he? So I think the Orioles are going to find out after, because he's definitely dominating at the level he's at. Jackson Holiday. Kobe Mayo is a power hitter. They want to see how he consistently hit. They may want to see his average come up a little bit before he goes to major league level. One other thing, so definitely check us out if you haven't done so already. Like and subscribe to all of our content if this is valuable to you. We talk baseball, we talk football. Today on our page, we talked about the Maryland Terps. We talked about Maryland Terps football and basketball as well. So we are going to go over all of those things. We are the Baltimore Sports Podcast as well. Definitely, too. This is not the dead zone as well for sports. We are out here. If you're watching this night, you're baseball fans. I'm sick and tired of these guys with all this money on these national networks say, oh, this is the dead zone for sports. Go ahead and watch a baseball game like you're supposed to. You're getting $3 million. ESPN, especially the ESPN and FS1 guys, you're getting $5 million. Watch a baseball game, guy. Come on. All right. So thank you very much for watching the Ravery Sports Podcast, the Baltimore Sports Podcast for fans like me. Thank you very much for joining us. Please go out there and enjoy the games. Enjoy the All-Star break, All-Star game. Adley is going to be in a home run derby going in the first round. This is Lewis Robert. Definitely check it out on ESPN tomorrow night. Have a great